one takes forever.
Yeah, I know. It's because YouTube takes forever.
Oh, yeah, we're live. No issues on
No
Twitch.
issues. All right, good. No issues there.
We are live on Facebook.
All
No
right,
issues.
the multi-stream. Entering the multi-stream. Into the multi-stream. You gonna share all this shit again?
Yeah. Are you crazy? Of course I'm gonna share it all.
Of course
again.
I'm
gonna
crazy.
also say sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry about the false start.
It wasn't us. It wasn't me.
But we're casting.
Are we?
Yes. Yes, we are. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. We bien?
We bien.
We bien?
We bien.
Is that the next
Fucking
one?
A, there we go, man. Skip frames again.
It is a little. And then share this to groups. I should have copy and paste. I see him popping up though. now.
Yeah, now I see him popping up.
So this one, that's one. This one, that's one.
Twitch.
This one.
How many more has he got to go?
That's it.
That was it.
I'm
All right.
done. Yep.
So no more notifications, right?
No more notifications.
No more notifications. Okay. We think we're ready to start?
Oh. Oh, one of them has sound. Hold on. Let me turn off the sound. There it is. Bow.
Hang on, I need to sip of my beer.
Wait.
Wait.
All right. Hold on.
Got no music playing
Alright.
now, so shouldn't have any issues with that.
No issues.
No issues.
No music.
No
We're
music.
podcasters. I forgot to share to one place apparently.
All right, well, hurry up and do that.
No, it's fine.
It's okay.
'Cause I
It's okay.
don't know
It's
which one it was.
Fail.
It could have been like a person, one of our friends. I don't know. It's fine. 12 is enough, Corey. 12 is enough.
Is it?
And no, it's not.
It's
but
not. It's not.
I'd much rather cast.
The whole world needs to know about our show.
It's true, they do.
The whole world.
It's a good show. It's
All right,
entertaining.
All right.
I'm gonna focus my camera on me. Hey, me. Hey, I'm me.
Yeah, you're you. Hey, you.
Hey.
How you doing over there?
So now I can look at the audience. Hey, I'm doing all right over here. I'm doing okay.
He's all right.
I'm Italian.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
All right. Well, I just had another skip frames thing pop up, so I'm hoping.
Is it green? I mean,
No,
is it red
it's
or is
red.
it yellow?
It's red.
Okay. Well, it's fine.
It looks okay now. We're looking okay. We're looking good.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
hiccups happen.
Let me just make sure I'm recording right now. Oh, see, that would have been bad. That would have been really bad. I wasn't recording the clean feed yet.
The clean feed?
The clean feed. Now we're recording.
Are we in clean feed? We are in
We
clean feed.
are in
It's
clean
just
feed.
not recording.
No,
Got it.
no, it is now. It is.
Okay.
I just fixed it.
We are
So-
doing it.
Oh, you know what I don't have going though?
What?
Is the chatbot.
Oh.
Chatbot. All right. There we go.
It's episode 6, everyone. Hello. I'm Ashton. I've been told that I need to bring out my inner hype more. But I'm
You were
old.
pretty. You were pretty hype streaming every time I was popping in to watch you play between Mega Man and.
Super Godzilla?
Yep.
Godzilla. Cause that was some of the feedback I got from one of our friends that watch or listen, I don't know. But he was like, you know that normal hype you, where you're just super excited about what you're talking about?
Mhm.
That's right, hype. Steve. Hype! You know when you weeb out? That's basically the speech I got. It was like, you know when you weeb out about stuff? Yeah, bring that energy. And I'm like, I could weep out about myself. I'm a ashweeb.
A what?
Ashweeb.
Ashweeb.
I'm weebing for myself.
Fair enough.
Yes. But, hey, Corey.
Hey, bud.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Getting notes and everything ready so we can get started here.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the segue.
We haven't officially started. It's not official. It's not official yet. But I think I am ready. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? I'm ready.
I'm
All
ready.
right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Midlife Gamers, the show about two guys in their 30s talking video games. My name is Corey Beasley. Joining me on controller number 2 is my good buddy, Ashton. Ashton, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Doing good, man?
Wonderful. I'm hype about this. I love doing this.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. I got a platinum this week.
Oh, yeah?
A platinum. I platinum Ghost of Tsushima.
You and, like, everybody else who picked up the game a month
Yeah.
ago.
I mean, it's an easy list.
Yeah, I know.
And it's fine. I mean, I appreciate the fact that there aren't, like, get all the Mongol artifacts and stuff like that. I'm glad that they had enough foresight to be like, get some of them. Because, frankly enough, the game's too long.
Well, see, the funny thing is like, I've seen a lot of people have posted up their platinum on that game, and now everybody's just complaining about there being no New Game Plus.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Since I beat it, I'm going to talk about how I feel about the ending, but there are elements to the game where I guess how you play the game changes it, but it's not that apparent. It's hard to tell how your gameplay is affecting the story, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. Like, there is multiple endings. There's 2 endings. You pick them, though. You pick them. You pick what you want. But, like, apparently, like, the weather changes based off if you, like, are honorable samurai or, like, a sneaky thief. And, like, I think some of the side quests slightly change. But, yeah, the ending I picked, gut-wrenching. Yeah. Oh, it's sad.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me anything.
I'm not telling you anything.
Yes,
it's sad. It's a feeling. I'm telling feelings.
I'm gonna go back
sad.
to it. Just Sekiro has stolen me away quite a bit.
Well, Corey, the people need to know. We need to keep it relevant. We shouldn't be shy about how we feel about our games.
No, I mean,
I gave it an 8 out of 10 last week. I would say the ending I got, or chose, I should say. I chose this ending. I would bump it up to a 9 because the ending really does rev the story up a little. Mm-hmm. And, like, it changes the gameplay enough to make that final encounter really feel like, oh, this is it. That we're done with the game. And, like, it's good. It's a lot better than the transition to Act 3. And nice. I'll just say that.
Nice.
But I'm bringing this up also because we have a contest. We've had a contest. Mm-hmm. We have some people showing us their pictures. They're amazing, lovely pictures.
Yeah.
We want more people to do it because if you show me the best picture, I'm going to give you a $20 PSN card. $20.
Yes. So as Ashton was saying there, head over to our Facebook page. There's facebook.com/the Midlife Gamers. The pinned post at the top of the page is going to have a nice little Ghost of Tsushima photo with just basically what you need to do in order to enter the contest. We are selecting one photo on next week's episode. So next Wednesday's episode, we will be selecting one photo from the comments, and that photo will win the $20 PSN code.
I will probably reach out to you beforehand, maybe get a little something about your info, how you felt about the game, and hopefully you'll share where you got the money from. Maybe you'll be like, hey, this podcast gave me some PSN money. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm guilting you into it right now. So
So yes, again, head to our Facebook page. Top of the pin post at the top will have everything you need to do. Just follow our page, post your picture, and you'll be entered. You'll be good to go.
How's your
So
week?
my week is
Real
good,
quick.
man. My week has actually been pretty good. I've been really productive getting stuff done for this, getting more things set up. It's been kind of neat working, or not working, but learning like everything that goes into streaming. I know I've talked about this in the last 2 episodes, but just basically building this channel up even more and going from there. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I was oblivious coming into this, and now what I know is too awesome. So, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. I've been working so much on this, been promoting the podcast. I've been changing up the overlay quite a bit to make it a little bit more themed to our style and what we want to do, and getting it more interactive, learning the alerts, all that stuff. So it's been a lot of fun messing around with the stuff with live streaming, because I didn't know anything going into it. I mean, you knew a lot more than I did originally. Like you said,
I don't even feel like I knew that much, though.
Yeah, but you did. You did. I mean, I didn't even know what OBS was. So
I mean, literally, I only knew about it because I'd be like, oh, like a YouTuber would be talking about it. One YouTuber that I would listen to like 2 years ago. That's what they used.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, man, haven't been doing too much. Been playing Sekiro on stream. That's been fun. It's taken me 4 days to clear out 2 bosses. So yeah, there's been that.
You know, I didn't even talk about what I was been streaming this week either. I was streaming some retro games earlier today.
You've been streaming retro games for like the past 3 times you've been streaming.
Yeah. You know what? Like, I did some morning like Civ runs and like Master of Orion, some like 4X smart man games where you're like, I'm smart. Turns out, not that smart, but try.
So we got a comment here from Stevie Lemon saying he really likes our starting soon scene. Well, thank you, Stevie. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
And for anybody who's going to be listening to this tomorrow, Thursday, when we put it on Spotify, the only way you can see this stuff is to watch us live. So Wednesdays, 9:30, going forward, hopefully 9:30.
That's not technically true. You can see the VODs.
You
but
could.
We would appreciate it if you're here live with us. I just, transparency.
Yeah. So before we dive into our gaming news, I want to throw a shout out to the Samurai Evo channel. It's been a channel I've been following for a little under a week now, but I've kind of tuned in basically every single time he's gone live. He's an awesome dude. He's got a great channel, plays fun games, and I like that he basically brings in his Discord community and people he's playing with to basically talk throughout the entire show. It's awesome. I love his channel, so anybody who's on Twitch right now, definitely go check out Samurai Evo, because he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a good guy, and just a whole fun community. I mean, I'm learning even more from his channel too about the whole process of doing this and doing it properly. But yeah, I just want to throw a shout out to him. So definitely go check him out over on Twitch. Check out his channel, give him a follow, and if you like him, maybe subscribe.
Please.
So,
We help them.
you ready to? Oh, and you got your 2 truths and a lie we got to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you drop that on me, man?
All right. So, 2 truth, 1 lie. Last week I said, what game series essentially did I play through or not play through? I have played every main title and side title of Final Fantasy that has released in America. Pretty much, period. That is on handheld and console. I don't play the mobile games. Don't at me. They're mobile. I have played every Mega Man main timeline game. That is 1 through 8 base in Mega Man. All the Mega Man X games, all the Mega Man X-Zero games, and ZX and Advent. That's like, I don't know, 20 games or something, 30 games. I played all of them. What I have never played through all of them, Pokemon. The only game I've beaten out of Pokemon, first one. I have played up to Ruby, and I have looked at, I think Black and White was the next one. But, like, literally, I would play them for a little bit, be like, oh, this is cool transition, blah, 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 and then never touch them again. That's it.
Okay.
I love Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like, I'm wondering how many people out there have actually played through every single Pokemon game.
Of the main line, there's a lot of side stuff. There's some cool... Did you know there's, like, a tactics, like, War of the States, like, Pokemon game where, like, Nobunaga is in it, and
No.
he has, like, a war Pikachu or some nonsense like this? It's probably not what I'm like that, but Nobunaga is in the game, and you could get a Pikachu, and it's like a tactics game, like Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's like
I played that.
It's like Onimusha, but with Pokemon.
Yeah, basically, it's super cool. I think it's like, yeah, super cool. But like, at most, I beat the first island on Gold, and technically Gold has the original island on it, so I was like, nah, I beat it, and then I got halfway through Ruby, and that was it. That was enough. Pokemon, who has time for it?
I mean, I haven't played a Pokemon game, and in all honesty, now I'm not gonna count Pokemon Go because I only messed around with Pokemon Go for like a year.
Okay,
But
I mean, that's longer than most people.
but no, the last like Pokemon game that I probably played was Pokemon Snap on the N64.
Did you know there's a sequel coming out?
No, I did not.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Pokemon Snap 2 on your Swanch.
On your on your Swanch.
Yeah, your Nintendo Swanch. Your Switch. But yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I had no idea about that. I mean, it's like I may enjoy that again. It's like now that I'm thinking back to Pokemon Snap, it's like that was a great game, but I was also in like 7th grade. So.
I mean, it's not a great game. It's a fun
It was
game.
a great game when you were in 7th grade.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm not going to argue with 7th grade me. That kid didn't know what's going on.
Nope.
But it's fun. You know, you had to do a bunch of different little things, but, you know, Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some other Pokemon games that I've seen that have come out. It's like, wow, that's interesting, but it's like I'm still back with the original 151. I haven't gone past that yet. So, and I know there's probably like 1,000 of them now.
I do like the dungeon games. The dungeon games are cute because you play as Pokemon. There's no like humans involved at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've noticed there's just there've been a lot more games coming out for the more like for the Switch, you know, and for the bigger consoles. Like even the Wii U had some decent ones, but I never played any of them. So, but you ready to dive into some news?
Yes.
Gaming
There's
news.
some news.
There is some news, and we got some news to drop on y'all tonight. So, buckle your seatbelts because there's a lot happening right now in the gaming world.
Lots.
So we'll kick it off with Epic CEO Tim Sweeney is blasting Apple for their 30% revenue that they are taking. For basically what's happening there is if you want to get Fortnite or anything like that for your iOS device, being your iPad or your phone or anything like that, you have to get it through the Apple App Store. And Apple is taking a 30% cut for all of that stuff. And everybody agrees it's kind of ridiculous. And
30% is huge.
yes. And
that's a third of your profits.
yes. So what Tim Sweeney is saying here is why on earth, and like he even blasted Google for this, and eventually like they caved to Google because Google's not, you know, taking 30% of the revenue. But what they're basically saying is why is it on Mac and PC that there can be multiple stores? You don't have to buy things straight from Windows. You don't have to buy things straight from Apple. You can go to Steam. You can go to the Epic Game Store, and you can buy stuff from there. And that's what they're saying is there's no reason why that option shouldn't be available on mobile devices as well.
Like put Google Play on Apple products and put the App
No.
Store
What they're saying is basically making like Steam and Epic Game Store and all these other smaller game stores make them available on mobile devices. Make them because that's the thing. Everything is so proprietary with both Android and Apple, even more so with Apple, because Apple is so strict with what they allow into the App Store that they just think that, hey, why can't there be an Epic Games Store app on an iPhone or on an Android where people can just go in there and buy the game from there? Because
that's fair.
I mean, anytime that somebody wants to put something on an iOS device now, I mean, you're basically just handing over 30% of your revenue from that product.
See, here's the thing too. How I heard about this story was there was a fitness app that, because of COVID and people staying home, they wanted to cut the cost to the consumer, and was like, we're taking off some of this. You don't have to worry about it. Stay home, get fit still. And then Apple was like, yeah, that's cool that you gave them that, but we're still going to get our money. And basically, like, they have no profits now, just gone. Because they wanted to do a good thing. Apple was still like, no, just because you lower it doesn't mean we're going to lower it on our end. And that's scummy. That's a scummy thing. Although Steam's not better in a lot of ways too. They take a big cut, not 30% cut.
No. I mean, Epic even came out and said from their game store that they take 12.
Yes, that is true.
I don't know what the numbers from Steam are, but 12 is.
I think it's like in the 20s.
Is it in the 20s? Is it that high?
I think it is.
I'll have to look that up. But I mean, 30% is just, it's way too much. And it's like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to hate on people who like Apple and Apple products. I do think that some of the things that they make are good, and they serve a good purpose.
hate on them. Don't get it twisted.
No, I think it's more. I think it's more or less. I'm not trying to hate on the people that enjoy the products.
Oh no, that's fine. If you like them for whatever reason you like them, that's fine.
Them as a company, I'm not a fan of. One, because things are so proprietary with them. It's like, if you buy something Apple, you need to buy more Apple in order to make it work. They were
selling a screen stand for $1,000. They thought that price was acceptable. It's a stand for a screen. Screen not included. Just the stand. Yeah. So yeah, like their pricing.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. So.
One of their newer computers that came out this year, I think, was like up to $7,000 or something.
Again, doesn't surprise me. I mean, their high-end laptops are around that price. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm curious what'll come of this, because obviously, I don't think Fortnite's gonna go anywhere off of the iOS store, or even like they caved to Android and Google and got it up on there. But again, I'm pretty sure that Google's not taking 30% like Apple
Probably
is.
Not.
So,
Probably
but I would prefer to see more options for stores on phones. I do think that the deterring factor from that is that, people don't like having their phones crowded with multiple apps.
That's true.
But, most of the people that are going to get those apps are going to be gamers anyways. And I think the people that, are just kind of the casual gamer, they're going to go ahead and just go through the Apple Store or through Google Play Store to get whatever game that they want. So I can see the benefit, from both sides of having it, and, people who may not want it, because like that's the thing. I don't want it to be a situation where it's like, okay, in order for you to get Fortnite or any Epic Games thing, like, you're gonna have to get the Epic Store.
I mean, yeah.
That I'm not a fan of. I mean, I think that.
But it is their game, though.
It is their game, but I don't think that they should, basically kind of hoard it in their own little store. I think they need to keep it out there and make it available for everybody that they possibly can. And then, work with Apple and try and bring the cost down a little bit and see if they can. But, I mean, we all know Apple's history, that they don't back down from this kind of stuff usually.
They don't back down from nothing.
And everybody caves to them. And that's one thing that I've hated about them, is everybody caves to them. So, but.
I just don't like them. And also, I understand you want to play video games when you're on your bathroom break. Don't. Just read an article or something. Stop supporting the mobile game industry, because it is a cancer on the rest of it. I'm just going to throw that out right now.
I got to go to the bathroom battle royale.
Yep. So, if you're at home, that's fine. But, there's real games. They're ripping you off. I'm just going to throw that out there.
No, for sure. Aside from that, there is some controversy surrounding Riot Games. Ashton, you and I were discussing this earlier.
This is the craziest thing that's ever happened in the video game industry.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, this all of a sudden has become the year where the spotlight's on the video game industry for some pretty bad things. I don't like it.
This is pretty bad.
This is really bad. Like, I'm not trying to say like this trumps the whole sexual allegations going on, because it's bad all around no matter what it is. But basically, Riot Games, the creator of League of Legends,
and Valorant.
Yes, Valorant, which is the hot game everybody is playing right now on streams and everything else. They entered into an agreement with basically the Saudi Arabian government and the Saudi Arabian prince to create this, not them creating the city, but basically Saudi Arabia wants to create sponsoring
stadium,
this smart city, which is going to have a stadium that is going to host esports. Because esports, it's big here in America, but it's really big in Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and the UK. It's big. Massive over there. So their whole thing was to build this big arena in this new smart city that... the plan behind it sounded crazy, and
apparently they were going to have robots just like everywhere. They wanted to have flying car sections.
Yep.
Flying cars.
Yep. I mean, like I said, if we were to ignore everything that was going on behind the curtain, everything about this
cool.
would be amazing.
It's super cool. What are
incredible.
Smart roads, smart everything, like just the most advanced technology wherever you want, like the city of the future.
Yes.
Neo Tokyo in the Middle East.
Yeah, and kind of similarly named. It is because the city is being named Neom, not Neon, but Neom.
Almost like Neo Metro City. That's what I'm gonna call it.
The bad thing behind this city is that the city is horrible. It's very horrible. City is being constructed on land and over homes that belonged to, and I apologize if I am mispronouncing this, but they belong to the Huaytat tribe. And
indigenous. Oh my god.
See, we both can't English today.
No. I'm not going. I know the word.
Indigenous.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Indigenous. Yes, they were. So basically, this was a tribe that has occupied this land for very, very, very long time, and there was no agreement in place. Saudi Arabian government didn't come in and say like, "Hey, we'll give you a bunch of money for this land." Nope. They just said, "Nope,
we're building.
We are gonna build the city over your house. Get out now, and if you don't, well, I guess you're gonna get leveled with your house."
They weren't kidding.
No, and they weren't, because they basically already started doing it. And
they literally murdered people.
They did. And there was actually he's being referred to as one of the leaders of the tribe, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. But basically, he was posting up videos on social media about what's happening and about the people being evicted, because, of course, the government's hiding it. They're not coming out and saying like, "Hey, like we're evicting all these people so we can build our smart city." They're not doing that.
No.
So these videos are making it out on the internet, and what happened to the guy who posted the videos? They shot and killed him.
Murked.
Yeah,
murked in the streets.
Yep.
Pa!
Yep. And to add even more to this controversy, the city was announced last year by a Saudi Arabian prince. I didn't put down his name, and honestly, I don't even want to give this guy any type of credit. But this prince and basically everybody who he's working with are linked back to the Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi, who was murdered over there a couple years ago. Basically, the hit was put on him and he was taken out.
So you're telling me that a video game company basically got involved with a corrupt and murderous government group.
Yeah.
Just to get their name out there?
Yeah. And immediately. I mean, it was like probably 24 hours later. I mean, the backlash happened right away. I mean, as soon as they announced the partnership, I mean, the internet basically interneted them.
As they should.
And I mean, obviously,
good on you, internet.
Yes, and obviously, the smart choice was for them to back out of this deal and do it as quickly as possible.
They had a lot of their own employees saying, having a lot of their opinions based off out there on Twitter and everything. Like, everyone involved in their company, all the developers and normal people, they were quite angry and voiced their thoughts about this matter too.
Yep. And as much as I'm glad that they backed out as fast as they did, I think the damage has kind of already been done. Because, like, why do you even jump into this without doing your due diligence for research?
Because they're completely owned by Tencent, and Tencent is a crazy company.
I mean, I agree, but, like, the backlash from this isn't going to go away.
The worst part is anyone who spoke out about it in terms of in their company, apparently there was a secret meeting that basically memos were passed out. Hey, if you're going to work here, shut up. That's basically what it broke down to. And there's a lot of fear inside of Riot right now that there's worse stuff coming up ahead, like stuff that the normal workers don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So because, like, they all had to sign NDAs and, like, all this other stuff and all this hush, don't talk. If you're on Twitter, don't talk. And it just makes it sound like, if you just got done with this really bad thing, like you're involved with corrupt government, what is worse than that you're like, people shouldn't be talking? Because, like, this is already crazy. That's crazy. This is crazy. This is video games.
It is. It is fairly crazy. Not fairly crazy, very crazy. I rescind my statement there. Not fairly.
It's a little, not a smidge.
No, like I said, I think the backlash from this is going to last a while. I think they've done a lot of damage to, not only just their company alone. I think, Valorant is doing very, very well right now. A lot of people are playing it. I'm seeing it on multiple streams on Twitch and on Facebook Gaming and everything. But I don't think that this news has really reached everyone yet. I don't think it's gotten fully out there yet. I think once it does, you are going to see different things happen, especially with, like, League of Legends and all of the upcoming tournaments. There's going to be multiple sponsors that are going to be very wary about moving forward with events with them.
I mean, even outside of that, they have 3 main games out there now: a card game, League, and Valorant. Mm-hmm. They have a fighting game in the works. They have an RPG in the works. They have, I think, technically they want 14 games out or something like that, 12 games out. And it's like, you're going to ruin your reputation. Instead of focusing on all that other stuff, you should have been focusing and sticking to making the games first that you are promised your community. If you want people to care about your name. But no, you're going about it in this horrible way that, honestly, even if you didn't get involved with them building a stadium for E-games, it sounds like they would have had one anyways, and your games probably would have been there anyways.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And it's just, you're a game company. Just make games.
Don't get involved with corrupt governments.
It's really
run by terrible Saudi princes.
Get out on your little dry erase board, top left corner. We should probably make video games, and then
just go back to the drawing board.
That's it. Just makes video games. People will like you. You'll make money because your games already make money.
Mm-hmm. I mean, especially because you're on top of that, you're owned by Tencent, who makes the most money in the video game industry right now.
Yeah, because they're involved with every company. Because if you want to sell your games in China, you have to have a Chinese affiliate, I guess. Because China.
So, I guess we'll move on from governments killing.
This shit's
people.
depressing.
It is. That's why I want to move on. We got it out there. We're getting most of the bad news out of the way, so we can move into some of the good news. We're gonna move away. We're gonna move away from people or governments killing people to make games to Steam killing VPNs for games.
Yeah.
So
because
basically,
they don't want you to save $1. This is basically what that breaks down to.
Well, no, it was actually more than that. So I never did this and didn't even think to do this at all, but many people have used VPNs to buy games off of Steam from other countries to save some money.
I've done it.
Yeah, no shame, right?
No shame. Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, I've changed my zip code on the PSN store in order.
I've also done that. Avoid taxes. Come at me, tax man. I don't care.
But yeah, so Steam basically implemented this new process now where when you go to buy a game, your credit card or whatever payment method you're using has to be in the same country that you are buying the game from. So
you also can't gift outside of your country either.
The big issue with this is because this started happening when Horizon Zero Dawn actually went on pre-order on the Steam store. And a lot of people were, I think it was Argentina. It was an Argentinian Steam store that basically you could get the game for $7 American.
How? Wait.
Just that's because yes.
All right, I know why. It's because Steam lets the developers or publishers, whoever is putting out the game, name their own price.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, depending on what kind of game it is or the company themselves, they'll want to push it more in other regions.
Yep.
So I do know why it's $7, because they didn't think it would do well there. So they're like, hey, get it for $7. But that gives anybody who knows about it with a VPN to be like, hey, I live in Argentina. I got a game for $7.
Well, the issue is that when most of the sales started going from there, it caused the price of the game to go up in other countries, like a lot. I
didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually reading that today, that in other countries, it made the price of the game go up. Like, I think it was over in the UK. It was on sale for like $36.99 or something like that, and it jumped up to like $62 because of this.
Whoa.
Yeah, so some countries it only went up by a couple bucks. Other countries it went up like significantly. Like the price almost doubled, if not went over double. So, but
I mean, there's a solution to this. Just have Steam set the price equal across the board.
I mean,
if there's a sale, then yeah, it's on a sale everywhere. But I get the reason why they do it this way. But at the same
it's like
time,
you kind of can't, because it all comes down to currency conversion. So, I mean, that's why in Argentina it was only $7 American, because $7 American over there is going to be worth a lot more. So that's the issue, is that people who did eventually in those countries want to buy the game, they were priced out of it because everybody who was using VPNs to buy it at a cheaper price caused the price to go up in several other countries. So that was the big thing that really kicked off Steam to do something about this. And I'm gonna say I'm not gonna fault them. Like it's a smart move on their part. Like I'm sorry. Like things cost what they cost in different countries, and you're not buying a disc from that country. You're buying a download, and I get it. So. It's just that I understand why they're doing it. I'm not hating on them for it. I never used a VPN to do it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I had the option to a couple of years ago, if I was in PC gaming, to save a few bucks, for sure. Who doesn't want to save a buck or two? But I get why they're doing this. I don't think it's a greed thing either. I think it's they're protecting the price in other countries, because you don't want to see the prices of games drops, or not the prices, but like the sales of games drop because of issues like this. Like if they could have seen a lot more pre-orders for this game if the price didn't skyrocket because of what people were doing and buying it from cheaper from other countries. But I mean, I don't think it's going to affect anything too majorly going forward. People still want their games, and I think a majority of people just buy it from the Steam store anyways without using a VPN. So, but yeah, I don't know. I know, Ashton, you want to talk about Dragon Age, something that I've never played.
Yeah. So with all the world problems, there's their EA and BioWare itself, they're not working in the office, and they have been really focused on redoing Anthem 2.0, because they don't want that game to just outright die. But there was a Twitter post that one of the devs has confirmed that they have moved to development on Dragon Age 4. And there's a big push to have it be a games as a service, very much like Anthem. Games as a service is basically when you release a game with a multi-year plan behind it, i.e. Down the road there'll be free updates, free additions, expansion packs, community events, all this other stuff that normally you don't have to pay for. It's more about keeping you in the game, so you do pay, keep spending on like microtransactions for cosmetics and stuff. And I'm not a fan of them personally. I don't think it's a good idea, because a lot of the times games will be released in an unfinished state with this mindset of, oh no, we'll fix it later. Fallout 76 is a games as a service game, and that game launched horribly, and it's still horrible like almost 2 years later, and it's not the greatest thing. I do like Dragon Age.
Yeah, I've never played any of the Dragon Age games. I mean, I know it's a BioWare game, which I know is also Mass Effect, and I've only played Mass Effect 1, never played any of the other ones. I don't know what it is about those games, but they really didn't pull me in like they pulled. I know Mass Effect was like a huge success, a critically acclaimed game. Lots of people loved it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know why.
They're very D&D-ish.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But Halo, I learned from you, is Halo Infinite is supposed to be I know it's games of service, but everybody's calling it GAS, right? They're GAS games.
Just a shorthand.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't realize that. I had no idea that that's what it was going to be. I thought we were just getting another Halo game, and to fit in with, I'm sure it's still going to fit in with the rest of the storyline, but I thought it was just going to be, hey, we got campaign, we got multiplayer with deathmatch and capture the flag and all that stuff going on like we always do. Didn't realize that it was going to be very, Anthem, Destiny, like, which really surprised me, especially
that's why it's called Infinite.
Which makes sense. The thing that I thought was also surprising about this is the fact that, they are promising 120 FPS for this game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, if you had said, okay, it's going to be 120 FPS for just being a Halo game, okay, I could buy it. But you're talking a multiplayer game like Destiny or Anthem, and I mean, hey, I can't judge. I don't know anything. Neither one of us has an Xbox Series X in our hands, so who knows? But that
it's
part,
probably not going to do 120. I'm going to tell you
right
now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Hey, and if they do, more credit to you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
More credit to you.
It's one of those things where it's like console gaming isn't even really at 60. Like, no. It's hard to pull 60 in modern games, and I like, you want to double that for a generational jump that isn't even that huge in terms of like that kind of processing power. Yeah, it's a jump, but it's not like, hey, we're going to do 4K 120 now or 8K 120. No, it's not that kind of jump. It's like 4K at maybe 60, maybe. 120 is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, if they pull it off, then they pull it off. More power to them. I find it hard to believe that they're going to pull it off, but
it's also going to be their multiplayer is going to be free to play.
Yes.
which
yes.
is another kind of thing of like the gas mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And like if it's free to play, people are going to be in there. You're going to add cosmetics. They're going to probably spend money on cosmetics.
Yep. It's funny because it seems like Microsoft in general is moving towards the whole, not just for these type of games, but free to play in general with online, because more and more they're leading towards. It seems like Xbox Live is going to become a free service. Now,
We shouldn't pay for it anymore.
No.
We shouldn't play to play online.
No.
I already pay an internet bill.
Yep. What I thought was kind of interesting was earlier this week, there was a lot of speculation that actually wasn't even, it's actually going on for a couple weeks now, that Xbox is going to be dropping Xbox Live in general, and that everything is going to fall underneath the Game Pass umbrella. And then just today, Xbox basically said, Xbox Live isn't going anywhere. Now, we know that they've done away with the 24-month and the 12-month tier subscription for Xbox Live. You can't get those anymore. You can get a 1-month or a 3-month, and that's it. The reason why they thought that we're going to do away with Xbox Live is that Microsoft released like new terms of service, and they put in their Xbox Online service instead of it reading as Xbox Live. So everybody thought that that had to do with, it's not being called Xbox Live anymore. They're dropping Xbox Live. And that wasn't the case at all. I mean, it just had to do with some just detailed legal mumbo jumbo, trademark, copyright jargon going on. Basically said today that Xbox Live is not going anywhere, but it does seem like it is going to move to be a free service, which I think is fantastic. It should be free. I think, for the amount of money that people pay for consoles and then for the games themselves, definitely. And especially with how many games out there now, like you said, like they're free to play, but there's going to be so much money tied into additions and downloadables and weapons and packs and everything else that, I love that Microsoft is possibly going to do this. They also seem to be really, really adamant about trying to get Game Pass into everybody's hands, because they just already, I think the beta is already out for it right now, but they will officially be launching Game Pass for Android phones. And
there's a big push for it too, because apparently the gaming cloud thing, they're Cloud X or whatever
xCloud.
They're calling it, you're going to be able to stream your games to your phone.
Yep.
Like the Stadia promise.
Yep.
You don't need it.
So I believe it's going to be in September sometime. It could be October, but Samsung will be dropping the Note 20 and the Galaxy Tab S7. Both of them are going to come with Game Pass pre-installed, as well as 3 months free of the service.
That's cool.
Already, you can connect your Xbox controller via Bluetooth to your Android and use it as a controller.
That's
so basically, all you're going to need if you want to use it on an Android device is either prop your tablet up or get one of those little clip-on things that you can clip your phone to the top of your controller, and you got an Xbox on the go. I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool. I hope that the service pans out and it works really well. I am a fan of the whole game streaming service thing. I love PlayStation Now. I'm a big fan of it. I do realize that you need to have a good internet connection for it to work.
That's the thing, though. For your phone, how much data are you going to be eating?
Well, I think the thing is we're now entering where basically in the next 1 to 2 years, everybody's going to be on 5G. And 5G is a more than capable speed of being able to handle stuff like this, especially if you have a decent connection.
I don't think it's the speed that's the issue. It's more like data caps that are like the problem.
Yeah, but most people have unlimited data now, and I mean, yes, they do throttle your internet and they will slow it down. I don't know what they're going to do with 5G when 5G becomes kind of the standard for everybody. Because, every phone that comes out going forward now is going to be 5G capable. And
I mean, my phone I got 2 years ago is 5G capable.
But what I'm saying is now, if you were to walk into a phone store right now and you wanted to buy a new phone, 80% of those phones now are probably going to be 5G capable. And when you have that kind of speed, I don't think you can throttle the way you've been throttling. Because the problem is people are going to hit their data caps way too soon, and you're going to have to throttle everybody, and then you're going to deal with complaints and everything else. So, and I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but you can't keep the same data cap if you're going to increase the speed for people. You're increasing the speed for a reason, so people can get more and they can get it faster.
I mean, that's true.
And
also, shout outs. Thank you, Joe, and thank you, other person that said the like. Just gonna throw. Thank you.
Thank you.
Live likes.
But yeah. So I mean, I think it's awesome. I think Game Pass coming to Android is a really cool thing. I mean, I think a lot of people who have tablets will appreciate it. And I mean, and it was funny. I've already seen the pictures of the people with their phones clipped on the top of their Xbox controllers, because you can use your Xbox controller already for Android-based games.
You could use your PS4 one too.
Yep. So. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was really funny that people were kind of all up in arms about Xbox Live going away. Like, no, calm down.
Maybe it's a good thing. Did you think about that, guys? We like nice things.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed with everything Microsoft is doing. They do seem to have the gamers in mind right now with everything.
It's very new school.
They
have new school business model.
It is. It's they're trying to be innovative. And hey, why not?
It's helping, but also hurting at the same time. You got a new console.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's where I'm so confused, because we've got this new console coming out, but they're really, really pushing the fact that you can play your Xbox games anywhere.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if them discontinuing the Xbox One was a smart move with all this, because you're gonna have a lot of people who like, okay, yeah, I'll buy an Xbox to play the games, but I don't want to spend $500 on a Series X.
Yeah, well.
And on top of that too, I think the fact of most of your PC gamers, they're not going to leave PC to go buy an Xbox. If they got a PC that's capable of running all these games at the same capability, if not better than a Series X, you're giving them no incentive to run out and buy this system. So they're really putting, all their apples in one basket here for the service. And I don't want to say them making a new system is pointless, because it's not pointless. They got to do something to compete with Sony, but it's kind of pointless.
I mean, most consoles are made at a loss.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
There's rightful business mind behind it. It's just weird. Hello, Samurai Evo in chat. What up? We shout you out, boy. Woo, 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 woo. It's just weird. Just weird.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'll be honest. For quite a few years, I was kind of an quote unquote Xbox hater. Like, I was a PlayStation fanboy, and now, like, my eyes have been opened. I see the light. We're gamers.
Here's the thing. I've always said this. There's two reasons why you have a preference: the kind of games that are released on your console, and the controller itself.
Yep.
I like my controller symmetrical, and I also like RPGs. In weird Japanese RPGs.
It's a very fair point. It's a very, very fair point. With PlayStation here, they not them, but there's actually a awesome documentary that is about to drop. It's going to come out on DVD, Blu-ray, Amazon, iTunes. I think it's going to be on Netflix, but I'm not sure. It's part of a Bedrooms to Billions documentary series done by filmmakers from the UK, Nicola and Anthony Caulfield. it's going to feature several different developers from the PlayStation world, going all the way back to the PlayStation 1, including Resident Evil creator Shinji Mikami and the man himself, Hideo Kojima.
Hideo! My man.
With Hideo there's been a lot of news circulating that he may be returning to the horror realm.
And God, I wish he would. I wish.
Yes. So basically, there was talks that he was going to be working with this horror manga artist,
yes.
Junji Ito.
His work is amazing, by the way.
Both him and Kojima are in their 50s, which I think is really awesome. These guys, these two minds coming together at the age that they are, and want to make games like this. I think it's really, really awesome. But basically, that whole thing was squashed today. I think yesterday, actually, it was squashed. Where Ito came out and said, "We just talked about it at a party." And he apologized because he kind of misled everybody into thinking that Kojima was going to be making a horror game when they just kind of talked about the idea of doing it at a party. I mean, it could still happen, and I'd be really excited if it did, because PT was fantastic.
Here's the thing about PT. It's literally affected the indie horror scene since it came out, like, near launch of PS4, like 4 or 5 years ago. It's still affecting how people design their horror games. Mm-hmm. Still.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yep. It was funny because I actually pulled up a YouTube video of the gameplay and was showing my girlfriend and just showing like this was crazy. And this was just considered a demo, not even a demo. It was a tester. It was a teaser.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a demo. And it was creepy. It was fun. It was puzzling.
All for Silent Hills, by the way. It was supposed to be a reboot of a classic horror series with guy from that he worked with Death Stranding, Norman Reedus.
Yep. The game itself, the teaser you could have downloaded from the PlayStation Store, and the problem is if you deleted it from your PlayStation,
can't get it back.
It gone
forever.
It gone.
Bye.
Yeah. But I was doing some research, and apparently there's some wizardry and trickery that you can pull.
You can get it back.
You can get it back. So if you want to get PT back, just basically Google, how can I get PT back? And there's multiple videos on YouTube. It's actually a pretty easy process on how to do it. I may post some links up on our social media pages and on the replay of this on how to do it, because I plan on doing it myself, because that teaser was fun and it was creepy.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
It was scary, super scary.
All the trailers attached to the project too. Once people knew it was a Silent Hill games, Hideo has a horrifying mind. Just the things in the trailers, it's too much. It's I would love to see him do a horror game.
Yeah,
because he's a genius, and if he worked with Junji, that'd be cool, because that guy is a crazy person too. But even if he was just this is the next project for Kojima Productions, I would support it 1,000%. I don't care what you call it. I don't care if it's a short 4-hour game. Whatever. Let's go.
See, what I thought was awesome was when I first found out about the documentary, and how both Shinji Mikami and Kojima were two people that are they're really gonna dive into for this documentary. I was like, man, if those two came together to make a game, especially after playing both Evil Within games, you take those. And did you play those at all?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean to for the Twitch.
Yes, you do, because those games I think are underrated. I mean, the first one at certain times, it seemed a little clunky, but
I mean, there's reasons why I had issues. People were kind of meh.
I think it was actually the first game from that studio too, because it was Mikami's studio that he started after he left Capcom. So, but
the monster designer for that was that cute Japanese girl at E3 2-3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I I did not know that.
She's also the one that like designed Bayonetta, and like some of her work is just like what she did for Evil Within. That girl's got a demon inside of her, but she's the most bubbly, joyful girl I've ever seen on that stage.
Like the monsters and the characters in Evil Within, they're freaky, dude. Like some of that stuff is downright scary. And it's not like Resident Evil where it's like, all right, we got all these like crazy mutated zombified monster things. Like no, like it's like the one dude he's like dressed up in all like a butcher's outfit, and he's got like like a safe on his head, and he's carrying a chains like wrapped in barbed wire. Just crazy stuff, man. But no, when you get a chance, definitely play Evil Within. I know you were playing Dead Space there, so I highly recommend you want another horror.
Yeah.
You want another horror one to jump into? Go.
I'm gonna be playing Silent Hill. I'm probably gonna play the Silent Hill trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Upcoming pretty soon. That's the horror plan, if not Alien. But
see,
it's on the list.
I have to finish Evil Within 2. I haven't finished it, and I was thinking about starting it over and streaming it, but don't want to spoil anything for you if you haven't played the first one. So.
I'm going to tell you this right now, Corey. I don't care about spoilers. Unless it is, like, something huge and specific. Like, if you were, like, endgame spoilers, I would have stabbed you. But besides that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's really whatever. I'm so anti-spoiler culture, like myself. It's just kind of like, whatever.
But in other PlayStation news, people are crybabies. People are crybabies. It's officially announced that Spider-Man will be a character in the upcoming Avengers game only on the PlayStation. And
I'm pretty sure they announced that. When they announced that, like, at E3 with Avengers, I'm pretty sure was a part...
Was it announced back then? I don't remember
that it was, like, due to the help of PlayStation or something, you could play as Spider-Man. Like, this isn't, like, new news, but, like, it's been confirmed news.
Yeah. Well, I just know that, like, everybody who apparently doesn't have a PlayStation is crying about it. And
just buy a PlayStation.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wish you could say that to everybody. But, like, I'm sorry, console exclusivity with characters and downloads and everything is nothing new. I mean,
that's true.
It's not new.
I do get the idea that it's annoying. I get exclusive games. That's fine. I support that. But if I bought a game and I was like, there's content I can't get to it, it is a nagging feature to me. But at the same time, there's probably reasons why it's exclusive. You know, like, I don't know.
Because Sony owns Spider-Man?
Yeah. They don't own Spider-Man. They own the film rights.
They own.
And I'm probably gaming rights.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like, I think it's like any entertainment of the character outside of the comic books, Sony has full rights to. So, I mean, like I said, I get it. People are, they're upset about it. But this isn't anything new. This isn't new. There have been console exclusives for characters going all the way back to the original Xbox.
Yeah.
So this isn't anything new. And, I just think people are kind of creating too much of an uproar over it. Like, sorry, you're going to miss out on a character. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a special character that only comes out on the Xbox down the road that PlayStation won't get.
That could be a possibility.
I mean,
like nobody cool. Wolverine, huh? People like Wolverine.
Yeah. I mean, it could be anyone. I mean, they could throw in Wolverine. It could be Deadpool.
It could be Deadpool.
It could be any Marvel character they basically want to try and get to compete with the fact of Sony having Spider-Man. I mean, we can go back to, Soul Calibur when the PlayStation had, Darth Vader, and the Xbox had Yoda.
And Yoda was the best character because he's the shortest character in any of the game.
Now, I don't remember. Did they eventually release both of them as downloads?
Yes.
They did. They did do that. So, and you could even see that happen down the road with this game.
Once the initial woo, Spider-Man on PS4 thing is over, I could see them being like, all right, give me a small percentage of whatever. I don't know. I don't know how the business would work with this, but I'm sure Sony would probably be like, hey, I want to, or like even Disney be like, hey, we want to support the game on both. Can you, you know? But I'm sure Disney's afraid of Sony in this aspect because Spider-Man's a billion-dollar character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I'm getting kind of tired of the amount of complaining that's happening over small things with games. You know, another thing that people are complaining about right now has to do with the PlayStation controllers and the PS5. Like,
This one's stupid.
did you really think that your PlayStation 4 controller was going to work on the PlayStation 5 with PlayStation 5 games? Be thankful it's going to work with PS4 games. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
the
like,
PS3
I can't-
controller didn't.
No, you couldn't plug in your PS2 controller into a PS3. You couldn't connect your PS3 controller to your PS4 to play the PS3 games. Stop. People need to stop complaining about the little stuff with all this.
But Corey, it's
What?
supposed to be a backwards compatible system.
Okay. And the PlayStation 2 was a backwards compatible system. The PlayStation 3 was a backwards compatible system. They didn't support the controllers from the system before.
But Corey,
It's about the games, not the
my
controller.
controller will be black, and I have them already. Even though your console will come with a PS5 controller.
It's called spray paint. You want a black PS5 controller? Get a skin, get some spray paint.
Damn.
Look, I think people are just trying to pick anything out to complain about with these systems. I'm sorry, but this has never been an issue before. Like, obviously, a new console is going to come out. It's going to have a new controller with new features that are going to be programmed for the new games. Like,
I'm pretty sure, though, this isn't a factor on Xbox. I'm pretty sure the controllers work upwards.
Well, it's because they're basically rolling with the same controller that they already have.
Yeah.
It's just an elite controller that they're basically giving everyone now,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. I mean, that was their prerogative. That's what they decided to do with their system going forward. And again, this is where I'll go back to saying that Xbox has kind of been an innovator in this generation. Cool for them.
Sony's the old school.
Cool
Hey,
for them.
You want something from us? Give us money.
I don't even want to say that they're old school. They're sticking to their guns and what they know works. Microsoft is going out of the box right now because for all we know, this whole thing with Microsoft could completely flop. With Game Pass could be buggy right at the start when everybody jumps onto it and all these new games go onto it. The Xbox Series X could be a complete flop of a system and it could crash like crazy. It could be plagued by bugs. We don't know. They're being innovative. They're trying to change the playing field when it comes to console gaming, and I respect them for it, but I also respect Sony for sticking to their guns and knowing what works for them.
That's true.
So, and honestly, I think that's a good idea. That's going to set them apart as two companies. I don't think PlayStation is afraid of losing to Microsoft. I mean, come on.
It hasn't lost
No.
any generation.
No.
It has sold more than the Microsoft.
Yeah. So
It's literally the number one console in any generation besides the Wii.
Yep.
We don't talk about the Wii.
Why not? What's so bad about the Wii, Ashton?
Everything. The start of the gimmick controller or the gimmick console.
But aside from all of the, the controversies and complaining and everything else going on with PlayStation and Xbox, mainly PlayStation, tomorrow Sony will be holding the annual State of Play event where they will be unveiling some more stuff regarding the PS5. Nothing about the hardware, nothing about the price, nothing about pre-ordering. This will mainly be focusing on developers, mainly third-party developers, and some indie titles that will be coming out on both the PlayStation 4, PlayStation VR, and PlayStation 5. This is not something that people should go into expecting to find out like when they can pre-order their PS5 or how much their PS5 is going to be.
They should probably do that though, because it's August.
They should, but I think things are still too up in the air with what's going on coronavirus and everything right now.
3 months though.
Yeah, but
They already said they're going to be able to produce 10 million consoles. So really, that's more than what the PS4 launched with, to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure PS4 only launched at 8 million.
I mean, either way, like, I'm not hating on them for not doing this tomorrow. Like, they could just come out, Friday and say, oh, hey, did you enjoy the event? Well, by the way, here you go. Here's the pre-order stuff. Like, I think the reason why they're doing it is because they don't want to steal the attention away from the games in the showcase, because there are going to be a lot of indie developers in this showcase tomorrow. And if you have people tuning in just to find out, like, hey, when can I pre-order my PS5? They're not going to care about the games that are coming up, especially from indie developers, or at least they're not going to care as much.
Sword, though, Corey. People are already expecting that. So if you don't give them, then they're just gonna be like, "You just showed me a bunch of stupid indie stuff." But
Sony has come out and said that straight up. They've said it for the past couple weeks now. They've come out and said, "Hey, this event it's not gonna have that stuff. It's not gonna have it. So if you're planning to tune in just to find that out, too bad." Like,
people don't read.
Well, that's their fault. That's their fault.
I'm just saying, they're giving a lot of opportunity for people to just be angry about nothing either way.
Sony is making a personal phone call to every PlayStation owner to let them know.
Here's the thing. Give me information. I'm tired of waiting. I want to know. If it's a hard time with money, you should probably give people time to gather up that money. Just do it.
I don't think
they're
it's
waiting
that.
for Xbox. That's how I feel. They're waiting for Xbox to say how much their stuff is, so they could be like, let's take a $50 hit or some stupid business strategy, and it's annoying. Just say your console's $400, digital $500, just like the other Xbox ones will be, and give me a date to when I could give you money. Just do it.
I still think there's too much up in the air for them to commit to anything like that, because, God forbid that, all right, hey, they drop the price, you can pre-order your system next week, and what if things keep getting worse with this virus around here now, and things have to shut down again, and you've got people, manufacturing goes down, delivery goes down, people aren't going back to work.
I think people would understand, because there's a health crisis.
Dude, I don't want the show to get like political or anything like that, but if people understood, we wouldn't be in the boat that we're in right now, and we'd probably be moving towards the other side of it, not seeing things get worse again. I don't think people understand. I think people, unfortunately, are selfish in their nature, and and that's the problem. I think if people take a step back and, you're going to get your PlayStation 5. You're going to get it. And I think that, hey, check out this show, give it a chance to actually take in what some of the new games that are coming out, because I think a lot of indie developers, they're going to, like, if people are going into this show with the mindset of like, hey, I just want to find out about the PlayStation, then you're doing a disservice to the developers who are making the games for the system, and they want to show it off to get people excited for the system. Like, you want people in there who want to learn about new games that are coming out for it. They want to learn about new developers. They want to learn about new studios. You don't want somebody there who is just going to basically zone out the entire time.
You're completely right about all this. You know what would mitigate all that problems, though? Announcing a date when you would talk about it. Because you already know when it is. It's 3 months away.
And they could do that tomorrow. Like, if they just end the thing with like, hey, we're doing another thing, like, or you'll find out, what I'm saying is they can't do what they did with the last PlayStation showcase. And I'm not saying the last PlayStation showcase was bad. They needed to do it to show off what the console was going to be.
It drummed up interest.
Yeah, but you can't do that to this. This coming out here is supposed to be about the games.
I mean, it's a 40-minute thing, too.
It's not long. I mean, they're essentially doing what just Xbox just did, a couple weeks ago that we covered with the game showcase. Mm-hmm. There wasn't much talk about the system at all. The talk was about the games and about Game Pass. And that's what they're doing with State of Play right now. And I think the focus needs to stay there. They don't need to put more attention on the PS5. The PS5 has the attention that it needs. The people who are going to pre-order it and going to buy it are going to pre-order it and going to buy it, whether Sony brings out a date and a price tomorrow or not.
I mean, that's true, but here's the thing. I'm going to keep fighting this point. All right?
We're not going to let it die.
Here's the thing.
It's not going to die, ever.
If they announce it a month before they want to release, because they are definitely pushing for the holiday 2020. So what, you're going to release it in before Christmas, probably around Black Friday, probably a little before.
I mean, I'm calling for a mid-November release date.
It just, if they tell me, it's more of like, I wish they did it beforehand. Like, they could do it afterwards. That's still whatever. It's more of like, this is an issue. People are upset about this kind of thing and how long it's taking to get this info. Yeah, you know what? Where they're producing it, if it's made in Japan, Japan's just fine, too. They're just for a record. Just give me the details. I don't want to lose my chance to pre-order because you are a coward.
But that's the thing,
Sony.
But that's the thing. I think what you just said right there is what multiple people are thinking, and it's irrational. Like, you're not going to miss your chance to pre-order it. You're not.
There's only going to be so many, though, and they're going to pick who gets to where first.
But if you are as adamant of a PlayStation fan as I know that you are, and I know as most other places are, you are going to be checking every single day. You're going to be checking your emails. You're going to be watching everything, and
I'm not signed up to any list or nothing.
Well, that's your fault then.
I wait for the article that tells me when they could do it. When they give me the information, I will do it.
They have had a thing up on the PlayStation website, on Best Buy, on Amazon, on GameStop, everywhere saying, hey, just put your email here and you'll know when things are going to be available for pre-order. I put my name on all of them.
I mean, that's fair. But you know what?
But I think the issue...
Just tell me.
I think the issue is going back to like what we're dealing with in this country right now, because, what's to say, okay, tomorrow they do release the price and they say, okay, Friday you can start pre-ordering. And then we get millions and millions and millions of pre-orders. And then all of a sudden, coronavirus shuts things down again. And people aren't going to get their systems on time because delivery services are backed up because they don't have as many workers. Production places are down. Everything. Then you have a bigger problem on your hands.
It sounds like with that problem, though, Sony could easily explain, hey, we're canceling anything. Here's your refunds. Or, hey, companies who took pre-orders, refund them. We will notify you at a later date.
But then you still have pissed off people.
People are angry now.
Right. But I think for them is they're being cautious going into this. And I could be wrong. We could find out a pre-order and a price by the weekend. I just think that, tomorrow, let it be about the games. I think, if your interest is only about the PlayStation and about the price and everything, maybe you shouldn't tune in, but I think you should tune in because maybe, you might learn something new about a new game or a new studio that may be coming out.
That's true.
But at the same time, I think that people need to step back a little bit and realize that we're going to get our consoles. We're going to get them. We are going to get them.
To the door, Corey.
I know you are. Have some patience. The system isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to be there. And I mean, unless they start to blow up like Note 7s.
I mean, maybe.
But tomorrow, you and I, we will be covering the State of Play live, 4 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you tune into our Twitch channel, Twitch TV/MLG Podcast, 4 p.m. Eastern. State of Play will be kicking off. It's going to be about 40 minutes to an hour long. Both Ashton and I will be giving our rapid reactions to the show and to all the games and developers and everything else. I'm honestly excited for it. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited to see what Sony's got in store because I think, they want to show off some stuff to kind of compete with some of the indie things we saw from the Xbox showcase.
I mean, I'm not really that excited. I've never been an indie guy. Indies are
but
fine.
But it's not just indie games.
Some
They're
gems
showing
are
off.
there.
They're showing off more games from third-party developers too. It's not just indie games. It's third-party and indie. This is one thing they made clear. There are no Sony-developed titles at this show tomorrow. None. There will be none.
I mean, that's fine, I guess.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Like, they want to give other developers a chance to really show off what they've got.
I mean, that's fair. Good for them. Yeah.
But make sure you tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be catching it live. Come hang out with us, interact with us. We'll definitely be doing more in the chat, and we'll answer questions and honestly tell us how you're feeling about the show as it goes on and what you think about the games. So we're looking forward to that. So remember, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Twitch TV /MLG podcast. I can't speak right now.
What if I don't like games, Corey?
That's a lie.
I'm just kidding.
That is a lie.
I like a lot of games. A lot of them. Just a whole lot. A lot of them.
Yes. Samurai Evo says everyone likes games. Yes.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Everybody
But that's pretty much it for the gaming news. We actually got through that a little bit quicker than I thought we were going to.
Same.
It seemed like there was a lot more on the docket than I expected.
Don't worry, there is.
Yeah, because we're diving into some entertainment. I am stoked because this month we're going to get a trailer for Mandalorian Season 2. And I know you haven't seen it yet.
Nope. But there's a reason. There's a reason, people out there on the internet. You don't know. I know. You'll soon know. Looking at you.
I'd like to know, because I forgot why you haven't watched it.
Because I'm saving it for a very special episode.
I'm confused. A very special episode. What are you saving it for?
Of the podcast, Corey.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I actually have to go to the bathroom. So if you could give me a second before we go.
Okay, everybody. Pee break. Hey, everybody in the chat, what's going on? How many people we got here tonight? Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. I feel like I've been stumbling a bit tonight. Lots of ums and losing my train of thought, but this is also the first time that there's been this many people actually watching it, so. But I really appreciate that, dude. Gonna do a lot of audio editing tonight so we can get it up on Spotify and everything tomorrow. I've gotten better, like, for sure. Like, if you even go back and you listen to the first episode of our podcast on Spotify, it was rough.
I've returned, everybody.
That was a quick pee break.
Yeah,
it was good.
yeah.
Efficiency.
Yep, I shot it out like a gun.
Let's have a little conversation with Samurai while you're gone.
Hey, Samurai, how you doing?
But yeah, no, Mando Season 2 trailer is coming out. I'm super excited because I know, and I don't want to spoil things for you, but the Darksaber is going to be very, very prevalent in Season 2.
What's a Darksaber?
So the Darksaber is basically a black lightsaber with like a purple glow around it. It was a lightsaber that belonged to Tar Vizsla, who was the only Mandalorian who made it into the Jedi Order. And
aren't they like bad with the Force, like overall?
Well, they don't. Most of them don't have the Force, but
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
but Tar Vizsla did, and Tar Vizsla was very, very wise and became part of the Jedi Council, but left the Jedi Council to basically unify Mandalore. And then, Tar Vizsla...
The wars.
Yeah, Tar Vizsla died, the saber was passed on, and then the Mandalorians ended up splitting because there were some who were in favor of their new peacekeeping ways, and then there were the old Mandalorians who are like, no, we're in war and we conquer and everything. And so Mandalore ended up dividing again, and the Darksaber became kind of like a symbol of power for Mandalore, because it was a Mandalorian who was a Jedi, the only Mandalorian who was a Jedi, and wielded this saber. And it's a huge thing in Clone Wars and Rebels. Darth Maul even wields it for a while. Yeah, it's really, really cool. At the end of season 1 of The Mandalorian, and like I said, I hate spoiling things for you here, man, but
I don't care about spoilers.
But basically, it's unveiled that one of the big bad guys is Moff Gideon, who is played by Giancarlo Esposito, our favorite guy again.
Yeah.
And, he gets out of a TIE fighter, and he's all decked out in Imperial garb and everything, and all of a sudden, poof, he's got a Darksaber. And, people who have followed Star Wars, especially have, watched Clone Wars, have watched Rebels, have kept up with the expanded universe and everything, it was like jaw-drop moment to see him holding that lightsaber. And it's going to be a very, very key thing in season 2. So I'm very excited about that. It's kind of cool because they're diving even more into what happens outside of the whole Luke Skywalker story, the Skywalker saga, I guess you could say.
Oh, you mean they're exploring stuff in a lore that existed for roughly 5,000 plus years?
Yes.
Wow.
I was under the impression that aside from getting Mandalorian season 2, that we were going to get not necessarily a Rebels season 5, but a continuation of the Rebels series. Instead,
4 seasons?
Yes.
A lot of seasons.
Yeah. It's a good show, man. It's super underrated. I put it right up there with Clone Wars. The first, season of Rebels is kind of okay, all right, this is definitely a Disney-fied Star Wars cartoon. But as they get deeper into it, there is a straight-up Akira Kurosawa battle of Darth Maul and old man Obi-Wan. Straight up,
cool.
Straight up, they're in the middle of Tatooine, samurai style, one slice, that's it. It was awesome. Probably one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in Star Wars, and it ended in 2 seconds.
I've never seen Clone Wars either.
Clone Wars is really good. Honestly, Clone Wars as a series, I think the storytelling behind it, the character development, everything, and kind of expanding upon the prequel trilogy, it made the prequel trilogy better than what it was. And then the Clone Wars as a whole, as a series, to me, is better than the prequel trilogy.
I like the prequels.
I'm not saying I didn't like the prequels. They're not in my top Star Wars films.
I actually like the prequels probably on average the most out of the 3 trilogies.
You are a rare breed.
I'm sorry, man. What do you want from me?
No, I mean it's okay. It's not bad.
I would have preferred the original stuff they wanted to do, i.e. Sith Jar Jar, the Sith Lord Masters Jar Jar that they originally was yeah, this could be a thing.
Well, did I tell you what actually happens to Jar Jar?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's actually really sad. So, but it makes sense. I don't
destroyed the
I don't buy him being a Sith Lord.
Literally
I get the comedy behind it. I get
it's the fool is actually the master. It's a good twist. That's something that people wouldn't see. And there's a lot of stuff in Phantom Menace where he does
really
stuff, and you're like,
you really think Darth Jar Jar would have been a good twist?
It's not like he would be Jar Jar Binks. He would be an evil, smart person. He wouldn't be Jar Jar, oh yeah, I got the lightsaber.
At least I kill you with Force lightning.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that. It would be Darth Sidious, just less politically crazy.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. I like where they took him in the story instead. I wouldn't have bought Sith Lord Jar Jar. I just wouldn't have.
You think that because you got 3 movies of Jar Jar.
I got more than 3 movies of Jar
Yeah,
Jar.
see, there you go.
I got my fill of Jar Jar.
He's like Jar Jar, but from episode 1, necessarily episode 2 didn't have to have Jar Jar in it. Like that Jar Jar.
No,
Darth Jar.
I mean, he was honestly after episode 1, he was barely in the next 2 movies.
I know. There's reason. I believe.
But I do like how in the new books and new stories that have come out that they've expanded upon what happened to him because of what he did in those movies was like so pivotal to what happened. I mean, without his vote, Palpatine never went into power, never would have gotten the power that he got in order to basically start taking everything over. And I mean, it was an ill-informed and, bad decision on Jar Jar's part. And, now he's considered an outcast. He's an outcast. He still lives in Naboo, but the Gungans don't want him anymore. The people of Naboo don't want him anymore, but he's just living on the streets as Naboo, being a street clown for little kids. And you'd think he would be like...
Classic Jar Jar, useless character. Yep.
But it's like, what do you think would happen to a guy like that who was came from nothing, being a Gungan almost, to being a hero of the Naboo, and then rising in political power and having the power that he did in politics, to then just boom, you are exiled from everything and everybody that loved you because of a decision that you made that wasn't even your personal decision. It was a decision that was forced upon you by the government you served.
I mean, sad old clown Jar Jar.
Right. But from a storyteller's point of view and everything, I like that better than them coming out of left field and saying that, oh, he's a bad guy. He's a Sith Lord the whole entire time.
I mean, there's setup. You gotta look into it, Corey. I'm telling you.
There's
setup in Phantom Menace. There's setup for it in Phantom Menace.
You really think so? Like, I just recently watched those prequels again, and I don't see any setup.
I'm telling you, man. There is some weird setup in there where you're like, oh, okay.
I see no setup to make Jar Jar a Sith Lord, but hey,
well, I mean, look into it.
We can all have our Star Wars
fantasies. It's not my theory. It's an internet theory. I'm just saying.
We can all have them. Like I said, we can all have our Star Wars fantasies. But what I was getting to there with Rebels is that I thought we were going to get like some sort of a preview for a new Rebels series or something coming soon because, Rebels left off on such a crazy cliffhanger, and it really would have tied in and explained more with what's happening in the current Star Wars universe, with the current trilogy that we have, because that's where all the books are exploring right now. That's where most of the comics are exploring. But Disney decided to come out with a series called The Bad Batch, which is going to be about Rex and the Stormtroopers who, did not follow Order 66 and went off and did their own thing because they reappear in Rebels. But they're all old men. They're old men and they're fat and they don't fit into their Stormtrooper gear anymore. But they're still just as awesome as they were in Clone Wars. I don't know, if you're familiar with them or not, Ashton, but Rex and Cody and all them. They were stormtroopers who served under Obi-Wan and Anakin, and I think it was the Clone Wars, the second, Attack of the Clones. There's a little bit more of interaction between Obi-Wan and Rex and Cody and everything.
Okay.
But there was a batch of the clones who did not follow Order 66. They realized that there were chips implanted into their head. They ripped their chips out, and they were free. They were all free.
They had chips in their heads?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that explained in the movie?
No. It's not. But they do explain it in the Clone Wars series as to why, all of those clones followed orders the way they did. They didn't have as much free will as everybody thought that they did. When all of those clones were raised up on Kamino, they had chips implanted into their heads to basically follow the orders of whoever owned them. So this new series is called The Bad Batch, and it's basically going to be about Rex and his gang and what happened in between the Clone Wars and Rebels. So basically from their, stormtroopers, or clone troopers, I should say, clone troopers, leaving the Republic at the time and not serving under Palpatine and kind of going off and doing their whole thing. And I'm interested. Like, I'll definitely watch it, but I agree with multiple Star Wars fans that, like, I think we've gotten enough of the whole what happened between the prequels and what happened between the beginning of the Luke Skywalker, or the Skywalker saga, more or less. We've got Clone Wars, we got Rebels. It's like, all right, let's do a little bit more either completely outside of what's happening with the main storyline, or let's do a little bit more that's going to support the current movies and current shows and current books.
What if we went into the future, though?
Well, and that's where I was kind of hoping they were going to go with the end of Rebels, because they definitely dove into time travel and everything in Rebels, and
time travel.
they didn't put time travel on Front Street, but they definitely hinted at
They
it.
got a character back. A character was no longer in the world, and now that character's back in the world.
What character?
The Padawan of Anakin?
Oh, Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes. That's not spoilers, dude.
I'm just saying. No,
Ahsoka.
I don't watch it. I assume other people did.
No, I mean, Ahsoka. Like, I love Ahsoka as a character. I do wish that she was created, by George and brought into the prequel trilogy somehow. But she was an awesome character in the Clone Wars and an even better character in Rebels. And she is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 2.
Oh.
She's being played by Rosario Dawson.
Oh.
Which I thought was really interesting. But
she's a good actress.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But she is a fantastic character, dude. That's why I said, like, if you have the chance to actually watch, like, Clone Wars and Rebels, watch them. Because I think you, of all people, who isn't necessarily the biggest Star Wars fan, would appreciate both of those.
Not.
I think you really would appreciate those. I think what Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done for the Star Wars universe is hands down the best thing since George Lucas conceptualized Star Wars in itself.
I mean, that's the big praise right there.
I know it is, because it's true. In my opinion, it's true. It's true. I love Rebels. I love Clone Wars, and Mandalorian just blew me away with how good it was. And I mean, I know there's people who have, taken up issues with it and had, problems. But me personally, the way they've tied it in and the way they've kind of built upon, what happened in Star Wars, especially, after Return of the Jedi and everything, like, this series, to me, better than the prequels. Better than the prequels. But I don't.
I really like the prequels,
and I know you do, but I don't want to fully compare either, because like they're completely different. But The Mandalorian.
I mean, it's hard to judge movies versus
shows. But honestly, when you're watching The Mandalorian, it feels like you're watching a Star Wars movie. It doesn't feel like you're watching a TV show with Star Wars characters in it. It feels like you're watching another Star Wars movie.
I don't like half the Star Wars films.
I think you'll like this. I think you will. Because the thing that's different about it is that it's got a very Western theme to it, like very, very Western. It's, and I think that's what they were going for with it. I mean, it's supposed to be the story of a bounty hunter,
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it, and I'll check out The Bad Batch when it comes out. I'm hoping that they do kind of expand a little bit more on Rebels. I want them to dive more into the character of Thrawn. I just grabbed Thrawn Ascendancy, which is the third book in Timothy Zahn's new trilogy. I think Thrawn would be like the best new like big villain of the Star Wars universe, because he's a villain that you actually like. You like him. He's an amazing character. He's super smart, and the tie-in with, I mean, like, he goes all the way back to the Clone Wars. I mean, the books talk about how he was friends with Anakin, and then eventually when he joined,
Anakin didn't have friends.
well, they became friends. They became close because read the books. You got to read the books because I could talk all night.
I don't read no books.
Audio books, then listen to them. But the Thrawn books are they're awesome. Like, and then they brought Thrawn in to the Rebels series, and he was the main bad guy for the Rebels series. Now, Thrawn is actually a character from the original expanded universe. The stuff that Disney was like, nope, this doesn't count anymore.
Oh, the thing where they're like, we don't have any content to make movies off of because we destroyed all that content we could have made movies off of.
So Timothy Zahn is well known as being like the main author of the most major Star Wars books that have been released, going back to what they call Legends now.
I know this tidbit that the idea of Palpatine coming back as a clone originated in the books.
Yes.
Because there was like Dark Luke and like the three kids of yada yada.
Mm-hmm. No,
I know all that stuff.
Yep.
I know the old extended stuff.
So Thrawn was introduced like way back, and then when Disney got Star Wars, they scrapped almost all the characters from what they call Legends now. Obviously because Han and Leia didn't have the Jedi twins and stuff. But Thrawn was a character that they decided, like, hey, actually this character may have some value. And they actually managed to work him in and still use the same history of the original books that he came from, which I thought was kind of cool. They didn't have to change up too much of his origin to get him to fit into the new series. And I mean, he's an awesome character. Like I said, I could sit here and talk all night about the books. The Thrawn books are awesome. I think the first book is really cool because, like I said, he becomes friends with Anakin. They try to save Padme together on a certain mission. But then the second book is like, fast forward to now Thrawn is becoming a Grand Admiral in the Empire, and he's sent on a mission with Darth Vader. And the entire book, like, Thrawn's like, I think he's Anakin, and Darth Vader's like, I am not Anakin. But but the third book just came out, and I can't wait to read it because they've been awesome books. So anybody who is a fan of Star Wars, a fan of the Star Wars books, read anything from the Thrawn series. Anything.
You'll have your time soon.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that they dive into him more because he was an awesome character in Rebels. And what I thought was awesome too is with the audiobooks, I think his name is Mark Johnson, who does a lot of the reading of the Star Wars books, but he did this awesome voice for Thrawn. He's very, very soft spoken with a almost like English semi-Mediterranean accent to him, but very, very soft-spoken, very intelligent in his speech too. And they got a different voice actor to portray him on Rebels, but he sounds nearly identical to how Mark Johnson voiced him in the books. And it's little stuff, but that stuff got me excited because I'm used to hearing that voice in the books, and then when they brought him into the show, I was like, that's Thrawn! They even got his voice. But like I said, I could talk all night about Star Wars. I'm excited for more and more stuff to come out. I'm kind of glad that they're not like rushing to new movies. I think that they need to keep going with the series. Samurai here even said, Mandalorian is good, but it feels rushed. I wish they were 1 hour episodes. Yeah, they were just shy of being 1 hour long. I agree with that. Who knows what'll happen for season 2? They could make them a little bit longer. I'm curious if we're going to get more episodes in season 2 than we did in season 1. But yeah, man. But aside from that, that's all I got. I was all Star Wars out this week. I know you you've got a lot on the docket
I
right now.
have so much. I've seen so many things.
So, Ashton, I give the floor to you, my friend.
All right, for starters, I brought this up last episode. Kingdom on Netflix. I finished season 2. That is a really good show. I would compare it to like Korean Game of Thrones, because the first season is very focused on like the protagonist fighting against zombies and like finding solutions to whatever problems are related to those. Season 2 is so politically like driven. You're just like, you're at the edge of your seat, because it's like partially set up in season 1, and then there's like just payoff, and you're like just hooked. And then zombies are at the end of the season, and that's like the threat again because of circumstances and politics, and you're just like, oh man. And they leave it open-ended for season 3. And I cannot wait. I hope it's soon, because that is a good show. I would recommend it. Like 9 out of 10. A hard 9 out of 10. I don't know if you have a chance to check that out, but if you do, Corey, I highly recommend checking it out on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Also on Netflix, a big popular show that's everyone's talking about, The New Journey of Monkey. Gotcha. So this is like Journey to the West. Season 1, it's like 10 episodes long on Netflix. Apparently it came out 2 years ago, but I guess this Friday a season 2 is coming out to it. And I saw it and I was like, you know what? I like Monkey King. Son Goku, if you would. And he's got the staff. He does the stretchy things. He breaks it. You know, he's got the cloud. He's a Goku. Who doesn't like Goku?
I like Goku.
Exactly. Everyone likes Goku. And it's like a Australian-made thing. And it has like this like Power Ranger-esque feel to it, where it's like very obviously made kind of cheaply, but not really. And it's aimed at like older teens, but you know, whatever. And it's
Whatever.
like it seems rushed, but like it's Journey to the West, which if you don't know is like 1,000, 2,000, like it's ancient.
Yes.
Super old.
And it's been retold in thousands of different ways.
So, have I mentioned Goku? Have you heard this name before? It's almost like Dragon Ball was Journey to the West. Crazy.
You really?
Yeah, I know. Did you know this Goku character is based off this old Goku character? Crazy. It's out of this world. But no, it's a good time. I have one issue with it. It's one of those shows where you can't really tell how much time is passing, but there's a female character in it that is like, I'm tired of being weak and being saved. I'm going to train for probably 1 hour of my life. And now I'm going to fight and defeat the ultimate bad guy. Oh no, I need to be saved again. If your character acknowledges that they're weak and need to be saved, don't make them weak and to be saved after that point. Like, what was that hour training for? You're not going to learn Kung Fu in an hour. I've tried. It's not a thing.
Learn Kung Fu. Kung Fu for Dummies.
Yes. Also, yes, Enslaved Odyssey to the West. That was an enjoyable game. His name's Goku.
What a shocker.
Son Goku, yes.
Big time shocker.
But it's it's fun. Like it's stupid, but it's acknowledging that it's stupid. So like I gave it a little slack. I would probably give it like a 7. Again, on Netflix. There's a new season coming out this Friday. All right. What else did I watch? A lot of Netflix, if you didn't know. A lot of Netflix.
You've been on the Netflix train.
It's because like I was playing Ghost, obviously, to get plat. So like every couple hours, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna take a second and like just watch something, not think about what's going on. I do that often with a lot of like when I'm trying to focus on a game, just so
Makes
I don't
sense.
get burnt out.
Makes sense.
I watched a stunning hit, I Am Mother, a movie this time. If you do get a chance, this is a very well-made movie. It's probably, like, Netflix gets a lot of slack for the content that is produced on or for them, which, you know, is fair because I've seen a lot of trash on there. I'm looking at you, Iron Fist. But it's got, I don't know her name. It's got two unknowns and an actress that is kind of well-known. I don't really know her name, but she's been around for a while. And the basic idea is like it's this robot, all practical effects too. Like this looks like a real robot that would exist in the modern world. She is birthing the new civilization of humans because there was an extinction event. And she raises this girl as her daughter. She's referred to as Mother. And it's just them, and there's like 60,000 plus like little embryos that they could grow in like a day. You literally pop this thing, this little embryo capsule into a thing, and makes a baby in 24 hours. I don't know why you want a baby that fast. It's like baby on demand. And it's just like, it's just her raising her to be the best human that humans can be. But there's a mystery that happens. She meets an outsider, and everything she's told about the world comes into the question. And I'm going to leave it at that because it's really good. It's a really good movie. It is long, an hour and 50-some minutes. I recommend it to you if you like sci-fi, future stuff. Mm-hmm. There's like a level of like Terminator-ism.
Okay.
Like just a smidge.
Okay.
And it's really good. I would give it like an 8 out of 10 for that.
Yeah, I gotta find more stuff to watch for sure. Outside of we're about to wrap up The Man in the High Castle. We just finished season 3, moving on to season 4.
There's a slew of content.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
There's a slew of content on all streaming services.
Everything. Yes, I know. I feel like there's just like a new thing, like 5 new things a week on Netflix, and then some that you just not aware.
It's because more places are dropping their deals with television studios and getting on TV, and they're going straight to streaming services because it's cheaper, it's smarter, and the return is typically a lot better now. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I'll have to check out some of that because, like I said, we're about to wrap up Man in the High Castle, and I know we want to go back and watch some other stuff, but I'm itching to watch something new. The only thing we've been watching on Netflix has been this oh god, what's it called? I forgot the name of it, man. It's like a kind of a documentary series with Zac Efron. And I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, just because like I'm not like a big Zac Efron fan, you know.
What are you talking about? Have you seen High School Musical?
Well, don't get me wrong, I loved him in Neighbors. Like those movies were funny as hell.
Never seen them.
Oh, dude, they're super funny. Like I respect him like in general, but this whole documentary series is crazy because every episode he goes to a different part of the world where that country is basically doing awesome, living off of their natural resources. Basically like how Iceland is like 100% green. Like all of their entire country is hydropowered. And like
that's cool.
Yeah, like and how like all these different countries actually, you know, really live off of what the land provides them, and there's very little, you know, manufacturing and pollution and stuff like that. And the problem is all these places are being threatened by that. And there's a lot of unique takes. Like he goes to so many different places. Like I didn't even know this, but when you go to France now and you go to Paris, all of the water fountains are like crystal clean water, and some of them are even sparkling. And they actually the government in Paris actually took water out of the private sector. So there are no companies that own water. You can't go into a store in France and buy bottled water, like a bottle of Poland Spring or anything like that. They sell empty bottles that you can go and use fill up anywhere for free as much as you want. Like you can walk up to these fountains with gallons and fill them up as much as you want with all the water that you need, and it's like the cleanest, purest drinking water on earth, and it's free.
When I was in Rome, there was actually a lot of older fountains. It was not the cleanest water, but boy, when you're walking around a town for like all day, miles and miles, you're like, I will drink this pond water, basically.
Yep. But that's pretty much all I've been watching. I'm excited to wrap up The Man in the High Castle, that's for sure, because that show has just gotten super crazy with parallel world traveling, and now the Nazis, like it's honestly kind of becoming like Full Metal Alchemist, where now towards the end of the series, like the Nazis are building this machine to invade the other worlds.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, but we only got a season left to go. It's like a part of me doesn't want it to end, but I do want to see how they wrap it up.
Sometimes I'm upset when shows get second seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the original BoJack Horseman.
Never watched it.
I thought the first season was this perfect encapsulated like message about getting out of yourself and like being aware of mental illness and just not being an ass. And then it like kind of wraps up in a nice bittersweet tone, and you're like, you know what, it's almost like beautiful in its message. And then there's a second season, third season, a Christmas movie, vacation movie, I think now. And it's just like, well, that completely derails the message of what's going on. But I have checked out more Netflix stuff. I'm not done, everybody. What else did I watch on? Oh, we're getting rated.
We just got rated. Brutalizer with the raid. Thank you, sir. For anybody who's listening tomorrow, Thursday, when we release the episode, we just got rated, and that means we just got a whole bunch of people that joined the show. So welcome everybody.
Welcome. But I started watching a couple of animes. There is a real show I'm going to really go in depth soon, but I started watching Saint Seiya, which is basically like Ronin Warriors, but the original Ronin Warriors. That's really it.
You're name dropping right now, man.
Ronin Warriors?
Yes.
How they were samurai and
yes.
super cool?
Yes.
All right. Take all that like super cool armor design and world, and it's all dark. Kind of make it more lighthearted and like 15 years earlier. That's basically what it feels like. It's not. It came out in the 80s, but they have all six seasons of the original show, the Zodiac Warriors, blah, 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 on it. And I checked out the first season, and I was like, I mean, I was playing games. I was playing Vita while watching it, but, like, it's fun enough. It has, like, this old-school charm. And I was like, you know what? I could watch this garbage. It's still around. It still exists, too. Like, they remake the show, or, like, there's new season, like, continuations of the story. I'm pretty sure it's like has like a few movies and stuff. All that's on Netflix too. And I just started. I was like, I'll try watching this. You know, I'm taking a little break from Gundam right now because it's a lot of robots.
Gundam in itself is a lot of robots.
Also, talking of robots, Transformers: The War of Cybertron trilogy anime. Yes. Man, I bounced off of that. I don't know if you know this. I'm a huge Transformers fan. Huge.
Yes, I know
like,
this.
Massive. I love it. I've watched the original 5 seasons. I watched the continuation Japanese one, all the new ones that came out on American TV. The best one I've seen is, I think, Transformers Prime, where it was like CG, but it was like stylized CG. That is an amazing show. War for Cybertron, I'm sure the story's great, but so like all the robots are designed in classical form. So that means they're very blocky, very big. all their like parts are made out of like hardcore metal. Like it's very visually, they're all made out of metal, but their bodies move in a very liquidy way, so the animation just looks like they're like wobbling kind of thing. Like there's a part where like you're just like Optimus Prime is talking, but like his abs are like slowly bending. Metal doesn't bend.
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say metal doesn't move like that.
So it's just like this. It's super awkward, and it takes you out. Like they look like toys. There's literally shots where they look so like their lights bending off of them a certain way. Like they just look like you like took a Transformers toy, stuck it up to your screen, and then was like, "Yeah, he's talking to my Transformer." And it was like number 5 when it came out on Netflix, and it dropped off of there within hours. And like I get it because it's just style over substance, I guess, and it's not good. I wouldn't recommend it. Yep. I would. Maybe it's good. Like I said, it could be, but it's gross. It's gross. But lastly, this is a big one.
Oh boy.
I've been waiting for this season 2 to come out. Umbrella Academy season 2. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so much of an improvement over the formula they had in season 1. Season 1 is very dark. It's like all the characters are kind of pitted against each other. You don't really like how they're dealing with each other. Season 2 gives you a few episodes per character and what they're dealing with. It's like a little time travel-y wonkiness. They all get transferred back from now to the 60s. So one of the characters black, and they got to deal with black rights stuff, you know, and another character is working for the guy who assassinated Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald. Oh, also a big part. One of the characters wants to stop JFK from getting shot, and that's a huge story point. And it's stupid because time travel, you know, you can't just change time.
I think everyone has kind of taken their liberties with time travel and kind of made it like, it's time travel. We can do whatever we want with it.
Yeah, no, you can't. And like, there's a character that really develops a lot in season 2. Ellen Page's character is amazing in season 2. She's likable. She's a little bit more outgoing because when she time travels, she forgets everything that happened to her in season 1. She's like a blank slate. And it's just fun. It's fun. Everything's fun about it. There's some serious moments, yeah, and there are some tear-jerking moments, but overall, it's a lot more lighthearted, and they have fun with the powers. They explore their powers a little bit more. 10 out of 10. 10, 11.
That's high praise.
11 out of 1.
Wow.
Because season 2 is so good. It's so good. You need to watch Umbrella Academy because it sets up the next season to be even more of what they did. And it's just good. It's just...
I want to check it out. I was talking to a few other people, and conversation came up like that people didn't really enjoy the first season that much, so the second season was, you know, not many people were interested in it because the first season just didn't really pan out the way people expected it to. Mm-hmm. So I'm still going to watch it. I'm interested in it. I haven't seen anything besides trailers. I actually didn't realize that Ellen Page was in both seasons. I thought she was only in the second season. Nope. So that shows you how much shows you how much I know about the show. But like I said, I watched like one trailer, and maybe I don't remember seeing Ellen Page in the trailer. So I don't know. The trailer looked good. I want to watch it. I know you give it high praise, but I definitely have heard, you know, there is a selective audience that's not the biggest fan of it.
For season 1, it is a little too dark. It is like really depressing in a lot of parts of it. Like even the cinematography, like a lot of it feels wet or damp or dark. Mm-hmm. Which when you're describing film, that doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Season 2 is full of bright colors, and there's whimsy, and like even with all the serious stuff in it, once again, like you had segregation and like pre-war and all this other stuff going on. Like there's still like a lighthearted tone in everything they're doing, which just pans out for the kind of comic feel that they want or like are trying to portray. So like, once like infinity out of -2, 'cause God. It's so good.
I'll have to watch. I will have to watch. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's all you got, man.
That's all I got. That's a lot of stuff.
That was a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff. I shouldn't have said it like that.
That's like that is probably like 3 days of just being in front of my television.
I was gonna say you've been consuming lots and lots and lots of content. So it's
my favorite part of the job. Not as much. I should not consume as much. But
yeah.
You know.
It's funny, like, because I'm trying to find that good balance between, watching new stuff and then being able to talk about stuff, because I think that's my favorite part about it, is being able to come on here and talk about the stuff. And the reason why I've loved streaming so much lately is being able to talk about the stuff while I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we will wrap it up there for our entertainment news.
But wait.
Yeah.
You have to tell me the truth twice and lie to my face once.
Yes, so it is my week for my 2 truths and a lie. And I'm going to take a little trip down memory lane to our favorite arcade in Crossgates, Ashton.
Mm-hmm.
We had an arcade.
Did it have a name? What was it named?
I think it had a couple different names throughout its history, but I just remember it being.
Wasn't it a Namco? It was originally a Namco one.
It stayed a Namco arcade right up until the day that it died, pretty much. Like, Namco still owned it. Like, it was still Namco tokens and everything. But we'll start with number 1. I won a $200 Lego set, Star Wars Lego set, from the Namco arcade there, by basically answering 3 really easy trivia questions. Number 2, I broke a pinball machine, the glass top of a pinball machine, sitting on it, spectating a DDR tournament.
Okay. All right.
And number 3, I surprisingly won an Initial D tournament at the arcade.
I never got to play Initial D, and I'm jealous.
So, which one? Gonna find out next week.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a personal hard one.
Yep. So, yeah, if anybody here has any idea, feel free to throw it at us. You can message us on our social media pages if you want to take a guess, or throw it in the chat right now if you got a guess.
You got a guess? What are you guessing, guys? You could also send us an email at theguys@themidlifegamers.com.
Yep. And visit any of our social pages. Facebook, we're facebook.com/themidlifegamers. Twitter is @MLG Podcast. And then make sure you are following us on Twitch. We're MLG Podcast on Twitch. We will be going live with the show every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we had a little bit of a hiccup with getting actually connected and going up live, so the show didn't actually start until around 10. But going forward, we'll be around 9:30. And make sure tomorrow, 4 p.m., you come hang out with us while we review and preview and check out the PlayStation State of Play showcase, where they'll be showing off a bunch of new stuff coming out in the world of PlayStation. So thanks, everyone, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Pew, pew. All right. Hey. All right.
Welcome to the after
exactly
show.
We can acknowledge the chat now.
Hey, thanks everyone for showing up.
Appreciate it. We actually did run semi-long tonight.
We did.
Yeah, about 2 hours. So after I do some trimming, it'll probably cut it down to like an hour and 45. So, but yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out tonight, checking out the show. Definitely our biggest audience so far since we brought it over to Twitch. This is pretty awesome. If any of you haven't followed yet, that'd be awesome. Other than that, I'd love the feedback. If anybody, have any questions or any thoughts on the show in general, if you're here for the whole thing or anything like that. If you want to catch up on our show, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcasts. If you want to get caught up on where we're at and where we started.
Shameless plugs.
It's the after show, though. I can do that. We're not recording anymore, although we are still recording.
I mean, whatever. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you catch podcasts. I'm trying to get that down to like real quick. Just blah 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 blah.
You know what's a real pain in the ass though? Trying to share the link from the Apple Podcast, because you have to, like on a PC, you have to download the iTunes store in order to get it. In order just to share the link. I can't get the link on my Android phone at all. That's the only way I can get the link is actually downloading the iTunes store and searching for our podcast. It's so stupid.
That's silly. Internet, you silly.
Yeah, it's the internet. It's the internet being the internet. No, it's Apple being Apple. That's what it is. Apple being Apple. It's like, get our stuff. If you want to use our stuff, get our stuff.
Hey, Apple, this won't be in the podcast. You suck. Although I did trash you really hard in the podcast. You suck.
You're not getting 30% of my show.
Yeah.
But no, I do appreciate everyone showing up tonight. Thank you so much again. Ashton, are you checking out after this? You gonna hop on any games or anything? I was thinking about hopping on.
Oh no, I'm going to sleep after this.
Going to bed? I was thinking about hopping on maybe a game for a little bit, but I may go to sleep myself. So yeah,
I'm trying to stick to my normalish schedule.
No, I hear you. I hear you. It makes sense. You've gotten thrown off a bit.
Yeah.
The past couple weeks.
So waking up at 6. I'm cool waking up at 6.
Just let everybody know here, if you have been watching the channel and gotten a little confused about like who's on when and where, Ashton streams most of his gameplay on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, right? Monday,
Yep.
Wednesday, Saturday.
4 to 9 on Monday and Wednesday, and then 5 to 11 is the window for
Saturday.
Possibly longer. Those aren't set in stone times, but obviously Wednesday I can't play video games while we're doing a podcast.
Right, exactly. I will be streaming on the days in between. Only days I will be taking off will be Friday. Just Friday night is my night to spend with the girl. So, but pretty much if you want to catch us streaming, gameplay, anything like that, you're going to find us almost every day on here. So
yeah.
But
and I play weird games, different games, all types of games.
Ashton's been playing a lot of retro games lately. I've been getting my ass handed to me in Sekiro. It's been fun.
It is what it is.
It is. It is. It is. But I do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot to the both of us. One little thing that we are celebrating is that the show actually just reached 100 downloads. Actually, we're at 106 as of today. I honestly didn't think that, and I understand it's not a huge feat, but to me personally, it means a lot. So I appreciate everyone who has, tuned in, listened, has downloaded the show. It means a lot to us. I mean, this is only our 6th episode in, and we're already over 100 downloads, and it means a lot. So thank you so much again. And I think I will end it there, and I may be back with some gaming a little bit. If not, I will definitely catch everyone tomorrow night for sure.